Hey everybody, my name's Catherine Rule. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about the process of making pillows out of vintage huipiles. Huipiles are a traditional poncho sort of shirt or dress garment worn in Central America, and often they're hand woven and hand embroidered, and they're really beautiful. So I got these vintage huipiles from a friend. They were brought back from Guatemala, and they're really special. They have this really thick, nice, beautiful embroidery. The colors are really cool, and they were really worn out. So I decided to cut them up and make them into pillows. So I tried to use like the best parts of them. Some parts were not usable, and save the really beautiful embroidery. Often there's embroidery around the neck. And so I tried to like save the embroidery and then applique it and piece it on or piece it together. So each pillow is totally unique. And I sell these on my website and also on Etsy. So you can check it out. I'll put the link in the description below in case you want to check them out. I started doing these pillows a while back, and then I picked up again back at the beginning of quarantine. So these were done like a while back, and I just wanted to share the footage because I just think that they turned out really cute, and it's a really fun idea, and I just love the way they turned out. So anyway, if you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and comment down below if you've ever made pillows out of old upcycled garments of any kind. And let's get started. Happy quarantine, everybody. So today I'm going through my other fabrics. I finished my denim stuff, and I have all these vintage huipiles that come from Guatemala, and they're really beautiful. I have them in pieces here, and I'm thinking I'm gonna do some quilted pillows with them to feature the best parts of them. And I've done some already, and they're like a big hit on my Etsy. I want to just say that this footage was done in the moment and before I had a YouTube channel, but I just think that they're so pretty and I wanted to share. This embroidery here is really pretty. There's like these weird pleats on the sides, and there was this like lace sewn on. So I'm gonna actually seam rip these. It's on the other side too. I took this lace off, but it still has this pleat. I'm going to take the pleat out and iron it, and then like figure out what the best layout is, because I don't really like this. It's kind of like worn out, so I want to like patch it together in a nice way. So that's the next project I'm working. So I just took the entire pleat out, and it gave me a lot more fabric on this side. So you can see this is this side, and then this is this side. So there's probably about 2 or 3 more inches of fabric. It needs to be ironed, obviously, but I think it was worth it. I think it's going to be worth doing for the other side, because then I can get probably another pillow out of it. So that's a good thing. So I've cut apart the huipile and started piecing it back together. You can see here this strip is pieced with vertical stripes and then intense embroidery and more rather horizontal stripes, and then the vertical stripes are this way. So I'm going to put another patch of vertical stripes here. That's the next step, but I think it looks really pretty. And then once it's all done, I'm going to cut it into a square and back. So I got the whole face together, and I'm going to cut out the back pieces. I'm using a teal cotton, and I'm going to put it together and sew it on my sewing machine. So there is what the back looks like all together. Here is the front. I put an insert in it, and it looks gorgeous. It's all done, and it's ready to list on my website for sale. Next, I'm going to do the pink one. So I have this really nice pink one that I've already cut, and it's not quite big enough to do a 20 by 20 pillow, so I'm gonna piece it together with this strip that I have of the same embroidery. So the only thing about this one is that it's very wavy. So I'm trying to think about the best way to handle it. Maybe I will quilt it or put some kind of stabilizer and then like gather this part to make it look more intentional. So this is the next one I'm working on, and I think it's just so pretty. So I have this one sewn into a square, more or less, and as you can see, it's like a little bit misshapen through here. That's just what was from this huipile. And I sewed, this was the neckline here, so I sewed it together. So what I did is I have done some really big gathering stitches here, you can see. So I'm going to gather, there's 2 here and 2 here, and I'm gonna gather them and try to find some kind of like trim or something to put on here to stabilize it. Because this is straight, so these need to be straight, otherwise it's gonna look like really kind of droopy and weird when you put the pillow insert in. So that's my next task. All right, so what I've done here is I have cut out a backing because I actually don't have any trim in the house that I think works with this pillow. So I'm going to sew along these gathered lines up here and down here, and then I'm going to also sew on this seam to stabilize it to the back, and then I'm probably going to stay stitch along the edge. But first I'm going to do the middle, then the edge, and then this other edge to make sure that the backing stays as flat as possible. So after I sewed it and stabilized it, I got it into a square, and I picked out the backing, and I'm going to do an envelope back on this one. I decided to go with the pink, and I sewed it and finished the edges and clipped the corners and turned it all the way in right side out and stuffed it with an insert. And I just love how this one is just so full of embroidery, and it turned out really nice. And like I said, this pillow is available for sale on my website, and you can look in the description below to see more about it. And I'm also just listing some of these other pillows that I have made. Here's the before and after of this blue one. This one's sold already, but I just love how all the huipile pillows are so unique and so pretty, and the embroidery is so beautiful. This one, I had most of the embroidery at the top of this one, so I decided to piece it all together in like a patchwork to get the most embroidery on the face. Anyway, they're all so unique, and thank you so much for watching, and be sure to hit the subscribe button, and I will see you guys next time.